that's just not a use that I tend to make of form elements in that way. Next, we're going to add some new input elements, so add another field set below the current one. Okay, so right here. Add a legend element with the text, what's your cat's personality? Inside of here. As unlike me, FreeCodeCamp does use legend elements. Forms commonly use checkboxes for questions that can have more than one answer. The input element with a type attribute set to checkbox creates a checkbox. For the legend element you just added, add an input with this type set to checkbox. Okay. Input. Checkbox. And I don't actually need to do anything else right now. Or, yes I do. I just completely read over that part. Genius. Let's see if my method works. Nope, I have to use their label method. Lovely. Couldn't resist but experiment a little, really. Had to see if it would let me do that early, but nope. And don't get me wrong, I love FreeCodeCamp. It's great for learning this stuff. That man, are they anal about little stuff like your placement of specific HTML elements and stuff sometimes. It can get annoying, but they're a great platform, so I truly do not mind. And now they want an ID of loving. So, here we go. 6 now. There's another way to associate an input element's text with the element itself. You can nest the text within a label element and add a for attribute, the same value as the input element's ID attribute. Here is an example of using for to associate a label. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do with that label before, but generally I can Google for that stuff if I need to remember how exactly to do it. I don't have to remember every single element and every single code combination there is. You may have heard the expression before that programmers are just expert Googlers, and this is exactly what that is referencing. And now we got to associate the text loving with the checkbox by nesting that text in a label and give it an appropriate for attribute. Derp. Okay. There we go. And as you can see, it's the same setup. Nifty. We are on to step 57 now. Add the name attribute with the value personality, the checkbox element. Well, you won't notice this in browser. Doing so makes it easier for a server to process your web form, especially when there are multiple checkboxes. Good a reason as any, I guess. Add another checkbox after the one you just added. The ID attribute value should be lazy, and the name should be the same as the last checkbox. Copy paste time. Trust me, this is about a bajillion times faster. If I wasn't using a keyboard that was whacked like this, it wouldn't have the double typing thing, and it would be even quicker. But I am, so we're stuck like this. 59, and a final checkbox. After the previous one, with an ID, you have energetic. The name should be the same as the previous checkbox. Also add a label element to the right with text energetic to associate the label with the new checkbox. Now let's have a scroll down and see what's up. All if we want. Nothing complies. We're golden. Like radio buttons, form data for selected checkboxes are name value attribute pairs. Although value attribute is optional, it's best practice to include it with any checkboxes or radio buttons. Add a value attribute to each checkbox. For convenience, set each checkbox value attribute to the same value as its ID. go. It's got us what we needed. 61. In order to make a checkbox checked or radio button selected by default, you need to add the checked attribute to it. There's no need to set a value to the checked attribute. Instead, just add the word checked to the input element, making sure there's space between it and other attributes. Make the first radio button and the first checkbox selected by default. Okay then, let's do that. And we have default selections now, as you can see. The footer element is used to define a footer or document or section. A footer typically contains information about the author of the document, copyright data, links to terms of use, contact information, and more. After the main element, add a footer. Like so. Next, a paragraph element with the text "No copyright, FreeCodeCamp.org" within the footer. And done with that one. Turn existing FreeCodeCamp.org text into a link by enclosing it in an anchor element. The href attribute should be set to FreeCodeCamp.org. Like so. Or not, because I slightly mucked that one up.